Hey, what's up everybody? This is Aichiro Magola, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the mindset and also how to work out for beginners, okay? Because if you're a beginner, you need to know exactly what's going to be ahead, okay? I'm going to share with you my journey from the start and to where I've been, okay? So let's get into it, all right? My name is Aichiro Magola, and I have been in the let's say fitness industry or into health and wellness for a long time, over 10 years, right? So it's uh it's something that once you decide to enter, what can I say, it's like if you enter, just get ready for one thing: you're not gonna leave, because once you start exercising, it's gonna become part of you, and once it becomes part of you, you cannot do without it. All right, just like eating, drinking water, you cannot live without them. So once you start working out and then it becomes part of your body, it's a habit, it's a ritual, you will not want to stop working out. So for beginners, okay, I'm gonna share with you exactly what you need to know. All right, so my journey is growing up, I used to fall sick a lot. I was a sickly kid who used to fall sick all the time. It's a feeling, if I remember, it's a very tough feeling, right? All the time sick, not feeling well, taking medication. It's just a bad place to be. All right, but guess what? When you're healthy, what happens? You have energy, you feel good. So I was in that state of feeling down. And then I realized, I decided that I will never, ever, ever accept to be sick. I'll always be grateful that I'm healthy. That's a decision I made. I remember that day. I remember I was on my knees. I was like, oh no, I will forever be grateful that I'm healthy. That was during my high school. I was, from that time, I decided. And from that time, I have followed this habit up to now. Just become part of me. And it's something that I attribute to many things, okay? When you work out, you're gonna gain many things. You're gonna gain confidence in yourself. You're gonna develop discipline, because someone who works out has discipline that they will do it consistently. If you see someone who is well built or who is in good shape, one thing you must know: that person is consistent with their workouts, is conscious about their health and wellness. They think about, let's say if you give them a chocolate or you give them some fast foods, their thinking is not like in the moment, they're like in the after, like how do I feel after this? All right, because eating something nice, eating something, of course we have to enjoy, right? But the ratio has to be not too much of something bad is also bad, right? So we have to reduce the ratio. So ensure that when you give this person, the person is thinking about long term, because once you eat right now, in the moment you enjoy the fast foods, you enjoy what, but guess what, the rest of the time you feel crappy, you gain weight, you feel sick, you become a burden to other people. All right, I want to share with you that you become a person who is a blessing to yourself, a blessing to your family, a blessing to your society, that you bring the energy, that you bring a hope, you bring excitement to, like, people look up to you, like you're an example to your children, you're an example, you're a leader, okay? There's a book, a leader without a title, okay? You don't need a title to be a leader. By doing exercise consistently, you develop leadership within you, because you consistent, you show up. So that's the mindset that we need, okay? And the other thing that we need, if you're gonna start exercising, you have to choose something. Is this sustainable? That's a very important thing. You might say, I want to start working out from the gym. But guess what? Let's say you're a mom, you have kids, and kids are unpredictable, they fall sick, you have schedules here and there. Will it be sustainable for you? Let's say the location, the time, the pricing. Is that sustainable for you? So when you're exercising or starting out, you have to consider this. But most important is to get started and then try out many things. Try out skipping a rope, try running, try walking, try the gym, like CrossFit, like try out many things, body workouts, and see what works for you. Okay, then stick with that, and stick with something that you're gonna sustain in the long run. If you travel where there's no gym, let's say for a month, will you not work out because there's no gym? No. So ensure that you choose what's sustainable for you. That's the most important, right? For me, when I started, I used to do running. I used to jog in the rain, in the heat, in everything. But then I realized, running is good, but it's not for me. Like, what can I say? I cannot say it's not for me, but like, I'm not getting all the benefits that I want. I'm getting cardio benefits, but I wanted muscular benefits also. So I decided to go with the home workouts, okay? And when you do home workouts, there are many ways to do home workouts. You can think by yourself or use YouTube, but most important, you have to use an application. There are many applications out there. Once you get the application, subscribe and follow as it says. All you have to do is one thing: show up. That's all. Show up. Show up, follow the instructions. So this is how you work out, okay, as a beginner. Most important is you have to stretch. You have to warm up, okay? Don't just show up and start exercising. You're gonna hurt your muscles, because once you show up, you need to warm up, you need to let blood, you need to make the muscles soft, you need to supply them with blood, you need to do this, all this, right? Stretching, make the body flexible. And then after warming up, let's say for 5 minutes, then we exercise. So exercising depends what you're doing, whatever exercise you're doing. If you're doing cardio, um, if you're doing cardio, if you're doing high intensity training, it's almost the same. So ensure you do strength training, whatever works for you, okay? So exercise, and then to make the process enjoyable, whatever you like. Sometimes I listen to music, sometimes I listen to podcasts, sometimes I'm listening to whatever I feel like doing at that moment. So that's the most important thing. Cool down, okay? So after we exercise, we need to cool down. So cool down is also important, okay? When we cool down, we are moving less. After you exercise, whatever time, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, depending on you, depending on your time, your intensity, your goals. That's important also, your goals, all right? If you want to be a flexible person, you of course, you don't need to do strength, okay? If you want to be a bodybuilder, then maybe gym. So most important is know your goals, right? And then when we are cooling down, ensure we stretch for 5 minutes to 10 minutes. This is important, because if you don't do that and just finish working out without anything, without cooling down, all the lactic acid, the science is all there, you can Google it, all right? You'll next day you'll feel a bit, what do we call this? You'll feel pain in your muscles, you feel stiff, right? So that stiffness means that lactic acid stays. So when you're starting out, your first week, your first day will be good. Second day, third day, it's gonna be tough because your muscles will not be used. You're not used to it, right? But once you start, you get out of 1 week, 2 weeks, it becomes part of you. You're good to go. It's part of your body. Once you continue this for like 6 months, this is gonna become part of your body. You will not want to do without exercising, because exercise is what will make you strong, will make you feel good. Most times we work out because of the effect. Sometimes we don't feel like working out, but then you work out because you want the effect. So once you develop this addiction, this is what we call positive addiction, all right? There are all kinds of addictions out there, and addiction has a very bad connotation or reference too. But if you get a good addiction, let's say addicted to working out, now that's a very powerful addiction. You'll not do without it, because you'll be craving the endorphins, the dopamine, all this hit. When they hit your system, you feel good. And once you feel good, you feel energetic, you're blessing to others, you're full of energy, you spread the vibe, okay? So that's the most important thing. So we talked about working out, the mindset, and now we want to talk about nutrition. So before you work out, of course, ensure you're not very hungry, because you will not be able to push through the workout, right? So ensure you at least eat an hour before, and then during the workout you eat protein. And there's a rule of thumb: ensure 20 minutes after you work out, deadline 20 minutes, ensure you take protein, because if you've worked out, the body is breaking down all this, the muscle, right? So breaking and rebuilding. So in that moment, if you don't replenish the body with protein, then you'll not be able to build the muscle, or the body will instead break down the protein. The hard work you've done will go to nothing, right? So it's important that after you work out, you take protein, all right? And then on nutrition also, you need to eat foods made by God. Like, I don't need to stay and say, eat this type of diet, all this. No, that's not necessary. Eat the type of food made by nature or by God, okay, that you know naturally. You know the healthy foods. Ensure the ratio of healthy food is like 80 to 90% of your diet or more. All right, ensure you eat healthy foods, because basically if you work out, you'll feel good and you'll not desire unhealthy foods. That's it. Something that's very difficult to explain to someone who is not used to working out. But once you develop the habit, you will desire good foods. And when you desire good foods, you'll feel good, and it's a cycle. All right. Also, sleep is important. But in this video, we just want to share about the mindset of mindset, nutrition for rest. Sleep is important. Actually, I feel it's the most important, because if you sleep well, guess what? You wake up fresh, you can exercise. And then when you exercise, you can sleep well. So it's a vicious cycle of good health. All right. So that's what I wanted to share with you on the mindset of a beginner in order to develop a workout and develop a routine. All right. If you enjoyed this video, please like it up and then subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and see you in the next video. See you.